Hi, my name is Kendra Hughley. I'm a graduate student here at Kent State University.
Hello, my name is Indya Alese. I'm a singer-songwriter and a contemporary Christian artist.
My name is Renz Scruggs. I'm from Ashtabula, Ohio. I'm a hip hop artist. As an independent artist, there's so many different new technologies out there that are changing the game. Where are those new technologies at today with music, and how does the artist step into that role to really get a part and a piece of those new technologies to really help transition their career?
Renz, this might be one of the most important questions in regards to our artist/musician's career. In my opinion, there are three major technologies that each artist and musician should be aware of and educating themselves with right now. That quite frankly is disrupting and changing the future of the music business as we know it. Those three technologies are NFTs, non-fungible tokens, AI, artificial intelligence, and the gaming industry. All three of these industries are making it super easy and more convenient for the artists to get directly at their fans. Cutting out the middleman, no record company involved, no streaming platforms, no social media platforms, no distributor. It's just you getting directly with your fan base. I hope that actually answers your question, and good luck in the future.
I've always been curious, when an artist wins an award, whether it's gold or platinum, who else on their team receives an award? And if so, how is that determined?
Hi, I'm Liz Kennedy, and I direct the RIAA's Gold and Platinum Awards program. The RIAA runs the certification program. So labels and artists reach out, they certify with us, we go through all their data. Once a certification happens and it's made official, it goes live to our website. We have over 17,000 titles on our website that have been certified in the business in the last 65 years. The ordering of plaques is kind of that next separate step. And truthfully, people can order as many as they want or as little as they want. The people authorized to buy the plaques are the labels themselves, and you could be on the marketing team, the senior management team, the press team. But if you work the record label, you can order plaques. If you're on the artist team, like manager, songwriter, producer, whoever it may be on that side of the artist team, you can order as many as you want to. An artist might say, I've got the budget to order 200 and give them to radio stations that played my song this year. So not anyone can order, but anyone affiliated with the project that's gotten a sign off, like the okay from the artist camp or the label camp, can then go about ordering as many as they want. And they can gift them to others. They can just order one for themselves. I mean, it really runs the gamut.
So since the pandemic, there has been a large amount of talent that has just surfaced. And, as a Christian artist, it's already hard, but now you have everyone else that is rising with you. So my question is, as an A&R director or a publisher, someone who's looking for new talent, what could I do to separate myself to make you see me more? Or what are you guys looking for as far as artists these days? Since there's so much talent out there, what separates me from the rest?
Hi, Indya. How you doing? This is Vicki Lataillade. So we're looking for things that we don't even know about yet. If it's done, I'm not interested in it. I'm looking for somebody that's just doing something so off and exciting and different. For example, when Jonathan McReynolds came out, he had a guitar. That was very interesting. I'm looking for somebody who's ballet dancing on their toes and singing something just very different, something that's going to wow me. I'm looking for somebody who has a look. I love your look. I'm faith-based, but I just went to see Erykah Badu 3 weeks ago. Love her. There's only one of her. She came just dressed in one of these wild outfits, and I love that. I'm going to tell you someone that I'm very, very enthused with, and that's Toby Nwigwe. He's a person who came up during the pandemic. I mean, if you remember, everything was this mint green and white. He's got his wife with him, his baby, his sister. They all got afros. They've got this vibe. And he's got that try Jesus, don't try me. He is actually faith-based, but he's coming in, a little different. Or even PJ Morton. he's, you know, he's the son of a preacher man. He's Bishop Paul S. Morton's son, but he sings love songs and he does gospel music. He got his Grammy doing kind of secular music. We're looking, a lot of us right now are looking for something that's new, that's gonna wow us, that people are gonna be interested, that's going to get, you know, the youth and maybe also some of the more seasoned people. We're looking for numbers. It's still all about numbers, but for me, a person like myself, I'm looking for something that's different. So, you know, and I like things very extreme. It may not seem like it now, but when I signed Kirk Franklin, he was very extreme. Trinity 5-7, they told me I was going to hell for it. On the Christian side, if you're doing that white Christian side, you know, I don't know. There aren't a lot of Black females that have really hit all the way. So you had Out of Eden that was doing a little something and a few other people, but to really blow up, I haven't seen that yet. So there's a question as to what that looks like. And the bottom line is you need to be not just making up something, you need to be authentically yourself, and go with that completely. So that's what I'm looking for, something like that. Hope that answers your question.
With publishing, why is it so important to own your publishing? And can you also have a publisher, but own 100% of your publishing?
This is James Leach, Vice President of Writer-Publisher Relations, Creative Services here on the West Coast of SESAC in Los Angeles. And that's a great question, Renz. I'd like to top off by saying, first of all, music publishing is key. It's important because it's the real estate of the music business. It's the real estate of what you control. The minute you write a song, you're also a publisher, okay? And that allows you to do whatever with your intellectual property. You get to control the narrative, how your music is used. It's all on you. The minute you join a publisher, you enter into what's called a co-publishing agreement. And at that point, yourself and your attorney will look at the agreement that you've been given with the publisher and find out what they're offering in terms of what your expectations are for the company, or excuse me, for the songs that you create, and what their expectations are. And hopefully there'll be some happy medium that the both of you can live with, and you can move forward with that publisher. But the minute you sign with a major publisher or even an independent publisher, you're giving up control of your songs. You no longer own 100% of your catalog. They are now co-owners with you. And as such, they may have a bigger say in what you wish to do with the catalog. But it's all good. It's nothing bad. It's all good.
So as a singer-songwriter, I write a ton of music. So my question is, what would you suggest I do as far as wanting to get my music out to other producers, other artists, TV, film? What would be your suggestion?
Hey, Indya, thank you for your question. Really, for you to get your song to other producers, artists, TV shows, and films, you have to become just relentless in two things, and that's perfecting your craft and absolutely networking. On the networking side, DMing the artists and producers that you really feel that they have something to offer and that you enjoy listening to. And I'm not talking about, your major label artists. I'm talking about your local artists, your songwriters, your individuals who are coming up in the local community and online, and hitting them and just asking if they want to collaborate with as many people as you can. Talented people hang with talented people. Talented artists are around talented artists. So that's the way to just connect. Again, perfecting your craft is just becoming a monster and a beast at songwriting day in and day out, because once you get the opportunity from the networking, you have to land it so you can move forward within this career in this industry. There are also licensing websites like SongTrader that you can get exposure on. And I don't have an affiliation with them, but they are a useful resource as well.
Indya, Alese, how you doing? Thanks for your question. As far as getting out there, letting people know who you are, that's going to be a lot of legwork that you're going to have to do. You're going to have to take advantage of a lot of networking opportunities that companies such as SESAC, ASCAP, and BMI present in the way of workshops, networking opportunities, songwriter showcases, things that will allow you to participate and circulate amongst that community so you can find better relationships or relationships which will help enhance what you do as a songwriter. You'll be able to find collaborative partners, people that will give you, real world knowledge and help you continue down the path that you've started. As far as some other organizations that you can join, I would suggest looking into joining the Recording Academy, which is the organization that presents the Grammys. Okay, and they're online. You look them up under NARIS.com or the recordingacademy.com, and there'll be a lot of options that will, hopefully pique your interest and give you the opportunity to join, and again, give you the inspiration to join and again, take advantage of some of the programming that they have that will help you down your path. But networking is key. Music supervisors, there's the Guild of Music Supervisors that you may want to look into and see if you can meet up with someone at one of their organizational functions. You also want to look at music libraries, and music supervisors usually tap into music libraries. So anyone that has a reputable library, you might want to look at them and take a meeting there and see if some of your songs will fit what they're looking for the specific shows that they work with. So I hope that helps. Please feel free to reach back out to us, and I'll be happy to answer more questions for you. Thank you.
How does an A&R representative pursue or find talent?
Hey, Kendra, thank you for your question. Really, the way that I'm scouting talent right now is by any means necessary. I am always having my ear to the street, staying within the creative community, leaning on other songwriters, producers, and artists, asking them what they're listening to from family members, cousins, friends. I'm always asking individuals what they're listening to in hopes that I'll be introduced to another artist that I'm completely unaware of. I'm also staying connected to Spotify, Apple Music to see what's trending there. Also going to live shows. I know the pandemic took some of the live shows away from us, and a lot is online right now. But honestly, I'm just staying connected to the community as much as possible and looking for something that is unique and authentic that may have mainstream appeal.
As an independent artist, we rely a lot on TikTok and social media to really, find out what's hot and what's new. In a sense, sometimes the social media is really controlling the airwaves. So my question for you guys is, how important is radio promotion, and where do we begin in order to do that? What avenues do we dump the money into in order to really control the airwaves?
Thank you so much, Renz, for having me, and thank you so much for asking me this question. Hey, everybody, I'm TORREZ. I am a multimedia personality at Hot 97, and I'm also the Vice President of Artist and Label Relations. Now, as an independent artist, it is very important for you to build your brand on social media, whether you're using TikTok or any other app. And what radio does is just enhance everything that you're doing in the social media space. Sometimes an artist could be bubbling in the streaming services. They also can be bubbling online, but people may not be connected to them, may not be able to feel them through those apps. What radio does is puts a face to it. It magnifies whatever it is that you're currently doing. So when you see an artist who is streaming and they're big in that world, and when they cross over to radio, they become superstars because radio still enhances whatever it is that you're currently doing. Another thing I want to say to all independent artists is make sure you build relationships with the DJs in your region. Who's the hottest DJ on the radio? Who's the hottest DJ in the club? Pull up to the clubs, build a rapport with that DJ, introduce yourself, connect with them, get to know them, give them your music on a flash drive in a way that isn't impeding on their DJ set when they're in the club. I think that is also very important when it comes to breaking in your city, because you want your whole city to be behind you. You want to have a movement, and that's what radio can do, especially when you connect with your local DJs. I'm a big fan of DJs. I always rely on my DJs. When I want to know something, I'm like, yo, how is this buzzing in the club? Yo, is this person making moves in the club? How are the people reacting to this record? So they play a major part in an artist's success, especially an independent artist who's trying to really get heard. So that would be my advice to any independent artist out there. And Renz, again, thank you so much for having me on.
Hi, Renz. Thank you for your question. My name is KIONA Lewis, and I'm the Urban Music Product Manager for E1 Music Group. To answer your question in regards to where to direct your focus to control the airwaves, I think the number one thing that an artist would need to focus on is their social media imprint, especially on TikTok, being very active on TikTok, being very engaging on your Instagram, whether it's posting to your stories or your Instagram feed at least 3 times a day, or doing online contesting. I think just building that engagement creates the spark that you need to potentially get your music in front of the right people.
Hey, Renz, and thanks for the question. Every artist has social media, but not all artists know how to utilize their social media effectively. This is no longer just the music business. It's the content business, the streaming business, the brand ambassador business, the product line business, content creation business. It's all these different things wrapped up in one. I think all artists should really concentrate effectively on each one of those things. When it comes to marketing, you got to get familiar with your analytics, determine who your fan base or your audience is. Where do they live online? How old are they? So you can have a direct path as to who you're targeting. Develop a strong social media strategy. Your goal is to drive traffic to either your website or where you're performing next, or even where you're streaming your new single. As cliche as it sounds, content is still indeed king. You want to post all kinds of different things, not just your music related life, but also your personal life. Your fans want to take the journey with you each step of the way and grow with you. I think it's also important to really concentrate on getting on playlists, blogs, and podcasts, And lastly, if you have a budget, any kind of budget, I think it'd be important to put it into some kind of PR campaign with a reputable digital PR strategist. I hope that answers your question a little bit, and good luck with everything. Peace.
As an independent artist that's self-managed, I'm literally doing everything from writing the music, co-producing the music, getting it copywritten, pushing my own media, and doing my own artwork for albums. So my question is, if I were to go about getting a manager, what would I look for as far as looking for a manager?
Hey, my name is Jeanine McLean, and I'm the president and managing partner at NBK Entertainment. And my advice to an artist that is looking to secure a manager is to try to find somebody that has experience. I know it may be a little tough being a new artist, but if you do find someone that has experience, it is going to do you a wealth of good. You need someone that can get in those doors, get those opportunities for you. People that have the relationships already is what's going to be able to help you to succeed in your career. And as far as outreach, you can go through DMs, you can reach out to folks via DM, you can send emails, you can create a conversation with people that you meet in different industry events. Let them know that you are a fantastic talent that is looking for representation, and you never know. That is absolutely what I would suggest. So go for it, and wish you the best of luck.
What advice would you give to someone aspiring to be in the industry as a publicist?
Thank you for the question, Kendra. Well, first of all, my name is Monica Alexander. I am president of Wizzzz Entertainment. We are an entertainment PR and special events management company located in Los Angeles. And one of the things I would tell that publicist or that soon-to-be publicist is to know that you're going to be behind the scenes, and although your job is in demand, that you're always going to be behind. And I also tell that person to research what type of PR they want to do. There's so many facets of PR. There's entertainment, there's corporate, there's in-house. So know what type of publicist you want to be. And I would also tell that person to start at a PR firm. I received my start at Rogers & Cowan. It's a huge PR firm. There's one based in Los Angeles. However, they're all over the world. And that's a place where you can learn what type of PR you want to do. And it'll teach you for other things that you want to do in your career. I would also tell that person they have to network, get to know who people are, make yourself available, join professional organizations. There's so many organizations that you can join. Also, I would tell that person to make a name for themselves. And that goes back into the networking. You have to get to know assistants, managers, agents, photographers, stylists, all the behind the scenes people with you. That's the people that you definitely want to know. And you have to be creative and just think out the box, think out of the regular. And that helps you in your career. And also to be tech savvy. There's so many things going on and so many new things with social media. I would tell that person to educate and submerge themselves in special media with the latest, greatest, things that are out there. You definitely have to become aware of. And also know your media, know who the media is, know who represents who, know who is the editor for this page or that page. So you have to do that. And that goes into never stop learning.
As a music or entertainment publicist, what are the top 3 do's and don'ts for working in the industry?
What are the top 3 do's and don'ts in this business? Well, I'll start with the easy ones, the do's. That would be to know who and what you're talking about. And that sometimes people think that's hard, but it's really easy. And once you do your research. And now number 2, you have to make sure that you are up to date on the current news, the current trends. You have to basically know everything that's going on. And you can do that by constantly reading every trade, whether it be a magazine, a newspaper, the Inquirer, Star. You have to read everything. And then number 3 do is you have to keep up your contact list. You have to keep it up to date. And that's a continual situation. While you're reading all these trades, if you see somebody that just got a job, put that in your book. You have to be up to date. And that helps you. And then the 3 don'ts. That would be sending out, the number 1 is sending out random or incomplete information. Journalists, editors, writers despise that. And that looks bad on you. And then number 2 is don't count on traditional media relations. As I said before, you have to think out the box, think out of the regular, think out of the norm. And I know sometimes that can keep you, get you easily discouraged. Or if you keep yourself up to date, then that don't can be a do. And then the last don't is forget good manners. It's really simple. Just be nice. Don't harass or stalk journalists. They hate that as well.
Question, and the most important one of all. Are you all hiring? If so, I'm here and I'm ready.